basically I'm going to be drawing with underglaze on plaster. And then I'm going to put a slip of a coating of slip, and then a slab of clay on top, and rolling it and peeling it off. That's the concept. It's not more. It's more involved than that, but that's the concept. This is a mono. This is another way of thinking about this. This is like a monotype on. It's just a monotype. In a monotype, traditionally you have plexiglass. You're painting on with ink, and you're peeling it, and you're doing one print, mono, and you're peeling it off using paper. So instead of plexi, I'm using plaster. Instead of ink, I'm using underglaze. Instead of paper, I'm using clay. Okay, it's the same kind of concept. So this is not going to be all that wonderful a drawing, but this is an inner ear. But the point is that you have to do this as if you are drawing. It's printmaking. If you don't know anything about printmaking, if you haven't any experience, you got to do everything backwards. You know, it's reversed. So the thing is that what you put on first will be what's on. What you put on first will be seen in the front, because I'm going to pull it out. It's all backwards. Also, this inner ear is going to have these 3 loops here. When I'm finished, the 3 loops will be out this way. It's going to be all backwards. If you're a printmaker, you just learn how to understand things backwards because you're used to it. But if you're not used to it, it's really weird. This board is ideally not perfect because, you know, for best results, you want to get some wet dry paper, which is this black stuff, like this, and this is 320B, which is moderately fine, and you're sanding it down so it's like a piece of glass. Generally speaking, if you want to make a really nice if you want to make a slab, you know, you pour it onto a piece of plexiglass with sides, so that you're basically getting a mold of plexi, so it comes off like glass, just right from the very beginning. And so, but the thing that I like, so the thing that I do is that I don't, again, the messy part of me, I like all these scratches and these imperfections, because any gouge on your plaster bed comes out to be a embossment. So any kind of a crease becomes any kind of innie becomes an outie, right? So one thing about that is that you get, even as I do this wash, you can see these lines here, which personally speaking I like. I'm doing a painting of something. If I'm doing a drawing on something on the window, and I want you to see it from the other side. I can't just paint over it if I don't like something, because it's still there. You know, you have to take it out. So that's what I did. I just kind of cleaned that line up by taking it out. The biggest trick, not trick, but thing to remember is that it's easy to think that I have whites. I don't have any whites yet. This is the plaster wet. There's no white pigment on this, right? So it's easy to do a print on something like this without, and forget that you don't have any whites. Then you pull up the print and there's, you know, and where are all my whites? So basically you gotta back your whites up. So here's another thing too, is that you can do all your line work, but then you can drop in line. And by dropping in line, I mean, like I can go ahead and do, like let's say something like that. Now what I just did is I just eliminated everything underneath that, because I can see the board, I can see the plaster underneath it. And if I can see the plaster, that means I've gone through the whole thing, right? So I have this line, and that means that I can drop in another color. So here I am. I'm just kind of like going, because it's just going in that line. I don't have to worry about getting it in that little line. Okay. So I'm not messing up the piece, believe it or not. This is like my inner ear visiting Jackson Pollock's studio. All right, so I have a rolling pin, I have my slip, and I have my slab. So basically, one thing is that you put more than you need, so you think you need. This is like one of those areas that you don't need to be really super neat, just that to be enough. Okay. And then I cover the whole area. You want to make it really even. out with good pressure.
So when you're rolling it out like that, you need to start the image that it's a transparent place on the top.
I got some lost right there in the corner because of that sgraffito. Because there was probably a lot of plaster dust and like that. But I actually like it like that. It looks like it's been around the block. I hate art that's like this brand new art. If I wanted to do more of that, like you see there with the effect of the cracking, then I could stretch this out. And also this is another thing too, where you can change the shape. Now it's kind of looks more like a pepper now.